Pernell Roberts, a celebrated star from the iconic TV show Bonanza, lived a life filled with both triumphs and struggles. While many fans only saw him as the intellectual Adam Cartwright, his personal and professional life was far more complex. Roberts shocked Hollywood by leaving the hit show, and this bold decision raised many questions. What led him to abandon fame? Before we dive into video, please subscribe our channel. Pernell Roberts was born on May 18, 1928, in Waycross, Georgia, to Pernell Elvin Roberts Sr. and Myrtle Morgan Roberts. From a young age, he demonstrated a deep love for the arts, playing the horn and acting in school and church plays. His passion for performing grew, leading him to participate in local USO shows during his high school years. Although Roberts briefly attended Georgia Tech, he chose to leave college in 1946 and enlisted in the United States Marine Corps, where he served for 2 years. During his time in the military, Roberts played in the Marine Corps band, showcasing his talent with brass instruments like the tuba and horn. After his service, he pursued higher education at the University of Maryland, where he was introduced to classical theater. He performed in various productions, including Othello and Antigone. Though he left the university before graduating, Roberts didn't give up on his dream of acting. He turned to summer stock theater, gaining valuable experience and recognition. By 1955, Roberts had made a name for himself in the theater world, winning a Drama Desk Award for Best Actor in 2 Shakespearean plays. This success led him to Hollywood in 1957, where he began landing roles in films like Desire Under the Elms, The Sheepman, and Ride Lonesome. His talent and dedication to his craft were clear, setting the stage for his future success on Bonanza. Pernell Roberts became a household name when he landed the role of Adam Cartwright on Bonanza, the popular Western TV show. As the eldest son of Ben Cartwright, portrayed by Lorne Greene, Adam was portrayed as an intelligent and well-educated architectural engineer. Unlike his on-screen brothers, Adam was more intellectual and independent, often being the voice of reason on the show. His character brought a unique depth to the series, making him stand out in a world filled with typical Western heroes. Roberts' portrayal of Adam was praised by many, as it brought a level of sophistication and complexity that was rarely seen in television westerns at the time. However, as the show progressed, Roberts began to feel frustrated with the character. He was confined to playing the same role week after week, with little room for growth or change. This repetitiveness, coupled with the lack of diversity and creative freedom on the show, began to take a toll on Roberts. Despite his success on Bonanza, Roberts struggled with the limitations the role imposed on him. He wanted to challenge himself with more varied, mature roles that explored deeper themes, but Bonanza was unable to offer this. His dissatisfaction with the show grew, leading him to make the bold decision to leave the series at the height of its popularity. Pernell Roberts' decision to leave Bonanza in 1965 was a groundbreaking moment in television history. At the time, the show was one of the most popular TV series, and walking away from such fame was considered almost unthinkable. Roberts' frustrations with the repetitive nature of the show, its lack of intellectual depth, and his character's limited growth played a significant role in his departure. Unlike the other characters, Adam Cartwright had little room to evolve, constantly needing approval from his father, which Roberts found frustrating. He openly expressed his discontent with the show, criticizing its formulaic storytelling and the simplistic roles it offered. Roberts had hoped Bonanza would delve into more mature themes, but instead, it became a series dominated by predictable plots and stereotypes. The limitations of network television, which restricted his ability to take on diverse roles, made Roberts feel creatively stifled. In a bold move, he chose to walk away from the show despite its immense popularity. He was willing to sacrifice financial stability for the chance to grow as an actor and pursue more fulfilling projects. His departure sent shockwaves through Hollywood, as no other actor had dared to leave such a successful show. This decision marked the beginning of Roberts' quest for more meaningful roles in theater and film, shaping his career for years to come. Beyond the on-screen persona of Adam Cartwright, Pernell Roberts was a man with layers that went far beyond his acting career. Known for his intellectual curiosity and passion for the arts, Roberts had a deep love for classical theater. His early years were spent honing his craft in the theater, where he performed in various productions and won acclaim for his performances. Despite his success in Hollywood, he always considered himself more of a stage actor than a television star. Roberts was also a deeply principled man, often vocal about his dissatisfaction with the entertainment industry and its lack of diversity. He was not afraid to challenge the status quo, especially when it came to racial inequality in Hollywood. His activism extended beyond just words. He was involved in the civil rights movement and took part in the Selma to Montgomery marches. Roberts was a strong advocate for social justice and believed that actors should portray authentic representations of all people, rather than perpetuating stereotypes. Privately, Roberts faced personal struggles, including the heartbreaking loss of his only son, Jonathan, in a motorcycle accident. This tragedy profoundly affected him, and he withdrew from the public eye in his later years. However, his commitment to his craft and his social activism remained central to who he was, shaping not only his career, but also his legacy. Pernell Roberts' activism was a defining part of his legacy, as he used his platform to challenge the entertainment industry's long-standing issues with racial inequality and stereotyping. Unlike many of his Hollywood peers, Roberts didn't shy away from speaking out about the lack of diverse representation on screen. He was particularly vocal about the practice of casting white actors in roles meant for minorities, which was a common and deeply troubling trend in the entertainment world during his time. One of Roberts' most significant contributions to social justice was his involvement in the civil rights movement. In 1965, he participated in the historic Selma to Montgomery marches, standing in solidarity with African Americans fighting for their right to vote. His actions made it clear that he was committed to more than just acting. He was determined to use his fame to push for meaningful change in society. Roberts' outspoken stance against Hollywood's practices and his insistence on authentic representation in film and television helped pave the way for more diverse roles in the future. He took risks, knowing that speaking out could jeopardize his career. Yet, his integrity and dedication to social causes remained unwavering. Through his activism, Roberts left a lasting impact not only on the entertainment industry, but also on the broader fight for racial equality. Pernell Roberts' personal life was marked by deep tragedy and heartache, which had a profound impact on him. While he found success in his career, his personal journey was far from easy. One of the most devastating moments in his life was the loss of his only son, Jonathan Christopher Roberts, in 1989. Jonathan died in a tragic motorcycle accident at the young age of 38. This loss cast a shadow over Roberts' later years, profoundly affecting his emotional well-being and his approach to life. The grief from this tragedy led Roberts to retreat from the public eye. Despite his strong public persona and activism, the pain of losing his son caused him to withdraw from the Hollywood spotlight and focus on his private life. The loss of his son also added to the weight of other personal struggles he had experienced, including multiple failed marriages. In the years that followed, Roberts' life became quieter and more solitary. His grief and the emotional toll of his personal losses led him to seek peace in seclusion, away from the public's gaze. While his career may have slowed in his later years, the personal tragedy he faced remained an integral part of his life story, shaping the man behind the actor and his choices moving forward. Pernell Roberts was widely regarded as a rebel in Hollywood, and his refusal to conform to the industry's expectations set him apart from many of his peers. His bold decision to leave Bonanza at the height of its success is perhaps the most significant example of his defiance against the entertainment industry's norms. While most actors would have stayed on a successful show to secure their financial future, Roberts prioritized his own creative freedom over monetary gain. He felt stifled by the repetitive nature of his role and the lack of intellectual stimulation, which led him to seek more fulfilling projects in theater and film. Roberts was not afraid to speak out about his dissatisfaction with Hollywood. He openly criticized the industry's focus on superficial storytelling as well as the lack of diversity and meaningful roles for actors. His outspokenness and refusal to conform to the standard mold of a successful TV actor made him a figure of controversy, but also one of respect for his integrity. In later years, he reflected on his decision to leave Bonanza, admitting that the move had cost him millions in potential earnings. However, he never regretted walking away, as it allowed him to preserve his emotional well-being and pursue roles that brought him genuine fulfillment. Roberts' rebellious spirit remains a defining aspect of his legacy, demonstrating the value of staying true to oneself even when it comes at a personal cost. After leaving Bonanza, Pernell Roberts dedicated himself to pursuing roles that offered greater creative fulfillment and artistic growth. Unlike many actors who struggled to break free from the shadow of their iconic roles, Roberts successfully carved out a new path. His decision to leave the series opened doors to theater and television projects that aligned more closely with his passions. He returned to his first love, stage acting, performing in major productions such as Camelot, The King and I, and The Music Man. These roles allowed Roberts to stretch his acting muscles in ways that Bonanza never could. In the late 1970s, Roberts found another significant opportunity in television when he was cast as Dr. John McIntyre in the CBS medical drama Trapper John, M.D. The show, a spin-off of MASH, ran for 7 successful seasons, revitalizing Roberts' career and providing him with a fresh, challenging role. This series allowed him to establish himself as a versatile actor who could thrive outside of the Western genre. Despite his success, Roberts' career slowed in the 1990s. As he aged, his acting opportunities became fewer, and by the late 1990s, he had retired from acting altogether. Yet, his post-Bonanza years were marked by personal satisfaction, as he had pursued roles that allowed him to grow both as an actor and as a person. In his final years, Pernell Roberts chose to retreat from the spotlight, seeking peace and solitude away from the public eye. After decades of personal and professional challenges, he found comfort in living a quieter life, away from Hollywood's pressures. By the late 1990s, Roberts had fully retired from acting, focusing on enjoying his personal life and the legacy he had built through his work and activism. His Malibu home, where he spent his final years, symbolized this shift towards privacy and seclusion. Roberts' battle with pancreatic cancer, diagnosed in 2007, was fought privately. He passed away on January 24, 2010, at the age of 81 after a quiet and dignified decline. His funeral was a private affair, attended only by close family and friends, which reflected his desire to protect his personal life from public scrutiny. Despite his retreat from the limelight, Roberts left behind a lasting impact through his courageous decisions, his activism for social justice, and his dedication to the craft of acting. Though his career slowed in his later years, Roberts' legacy remains powerful. He was more than just a television star. He was a man who defied industry expectations, fought for meaningful change, and always stayed true to his principles.